Well, hi to my YouTube subscribers. Well, with COVID restrictions gone now, you can now enter Thailand on a visa exemption again. And the visa exemption has been expanded from 30 days to 45 days. That makes it a very attractive option for tourists entering Thailand. You can see my video, should I get a Thai tourist e-visa, a visa on arrival, or a visa exemption? And I'll put a link to that in the description of this video. Now, a number of people have asked questions about the requirement for a return or onward ticket when entering Thailand on a visa exemption, and the date of that return or onward travel. And the safest option is to have a return or onward ticket for travel no more than 45 days after your arrival. The second safest option is to have that return or onward ticket for a date no more than 75 days after your arrival. Immigration assumes that most people arriving on a visa exemption will apply for a 30-day visa extension. So they'll accept a return ticket within 75 days, that is 45 days plus the 30-day extension. Now, to learn more about the visa extension, see my video, The Absolutely Complete Guide to Obtaining Your Thai Tourist Visa Extension, and I'll put a link to that in the description. Now, I believe that you won't have any problem with the second option, that is, getting a return ticket dated for within 75 days of your arrival. If you do have any problems with this, please let me know so I can share that information with others. What happens if you want to stay longer than 75 days, or if your travel plans change? Now, if you're traveling from the U.S., your ticket from Thailand back to the U.S. might now cost $800. You don't want to waste that ticket, and you don't want to risk high ticket change fees. So during COVID, many airlines allowed you to make ticket changes without a fee, and some airlines, like Delta, haven't changed that policy yet. I highly recommend that you buy this kind of ticket if your return date might change. Keep in mind that while there's no change fee, you may have to pay more if the flight you choose is more expensive. However, ticket prices are quite high now, and I don't expect them to go that much higher. So let's say I really want to stay in Thailand for 120 days. I could buy a ticket with a changeable return with an initial return date for 45 days after my entry. That will get me in for the first 75 days. That is, the 45 days from my initial visa exemption entry stamp, plus a 30-day extension that I get once I'm in Thailand. Now, after that 75 days, I could fly, say, to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. That would cost about, $120 round trip. I can change my return flight to the U.S. to a date within 45 days of my re-entry to Thailand from Kuala Lumpur. That will get me another 75 days, another visa exemption, plus I can get another extension on my stay. So the rule is that you can enter Thailand as many times as you want on visa exemptions, as long as you're entering by air. You're limited to 2 land or sea entries per year, but you could use those also. Well, this is the point in the video where I usually insert a brief advertisement. So let me ask you to consider buying my book, The Vientiane Affair. I think it's a very good book. It's exciting, and I think you'll enjoy it. You can find order information in the description to this video. I recommend buying the audiobook from audible.com or Amazon, or if you're an Audible member, you can use a credit to listen. But what I really wanted to ask you today is to take a look at my website, robertsultan.com. I'll put a link in the description. I just posted the first 14 chapters of my new book, The 28th Amendment. This is a story that's set in America about 20 years in the future, and I think you'll find it very interesting, and you can read it absolutely free on my website. So please have a look at my website, robertsultan.com. Take a look in the section called Novels, and feel free to explore the rest of the website. Okay, so now let's get back to our video. So by changing the date on your return ticket to the US, you can continue to re-enter Thailand, changing your return ticket to the US each time you need to re-enter. Now, airlines will not keep this no-fee change policy forever, but as long as you buy a ticket under this policy, you can continue to change the departure date. At least that's my understanding. And I have done this. So I suggest taking advantage of this as long as this option is available. You might not even be asked to show a return or onward ticket when you enter Thailand on a visa exemption. But if you don't want to take the risk, what I described here is a safe and cost-efficient solution. Now, you can also do the same thing if you're entering Thailand on a single-entry tourist visa, which also requires an onward or return ticket. So when your 90 days are up, that's your 60-day entry on the single-entry tourist visa, plus a 30-day extension, you can change the date on your ticket back to the U.S., go again to Kuala Lumpur by air and back, and re-enter Thailand on a visa exemption. So why am I suggesting this? A number of people have been frustrated by the difficulty in getting visas from the LA consulate in particular. The New York consulate seems to be very good, but you don't have a choice in what consulate to apply to. It has to match your state of residency. One solution is to just forget about getting a tourist e-visa and just enter on a visa exemption. The difference now is only 15 days, and you'll save yourself some money and some paperwork. So I think this is a good alternative. But if you do have problems entering on a visa exemption, let me know so I can tell others. Okay, well, this was quick. This is really all I had to tell you today. But I think this could be valuable information for people entering on visa exemptions. If you can get a ticket from an airline that has one of these no-fee change policies, I think it can be really worth your while, whether you're entering on a visa exemption or entering on a tourist visa. It has a lot of advantages. So that's all I had to say for today. If you have any problems entering on these visa exemptions, please let me know so I can share that information with others. Okay, well, see you again soon.